When the smoke of empire settled after the 7 Years' War, Britain stood as the dominant power of the Atlantic world. But victory carried a cost, and the empire demanded that its colonies share the burden. In 1765, the Stamp Act imposed taxes on every printed document from Puistwarigam, from legal papers to newspapers, not for local welfare, but to refill London's war-depleted treasury. Across the ocean, the cry of protest rose. No taxation without representation. The colonies, bound by a distant crown yet separated by an ocean, began to recognize their shared fate. Merchants refused British goods. Pamphlets spread rebellion like wildfire. The first sparks of unity flickered in the taverns of Boston and Philadelphia. Then came the Tea Act of 1773, a symbol of greed and control. On a cold December night, men disguised as Mohawk warriors boarded ships in Boston Harbor, dumping chests of tea into the black water, a defiance that echoed across continents. Britain answered with iron. The coercive acts of 1774 closed Boston's port and stripped Massachusetts of its self-rule. But oppression forged solidarity. In Philadelphia, representatives from 13 colonies gathered for the first time, the Continental Congress. There, voices that once whispered of compromise began to speak of freedom. Then, in April 1775, the first gunfire broke the silence. At Lexington and Concord, British soldiers met colonial militia, and in that clash of musket smoke and morning fog, a revolution was born. Over the next year, conflict spread like a storm. The Crown branded the colonists traitors. The colonists began to see themselves as a people. The idea of America, once a geographic term, became a moral one. And on July 4th, 1776, they declared it to the world, that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. It was not yet freedom, only the promise of it. But the world had changed forever. A rebellion had become a revolution, and the fire lit in Boston would one day shape a nation.